Day flag out this morning.
You are a good person.
I had been bad. Manny actually reminded me, I think, the last couple of times, so I didn't have to have the reminder. But Manny Gonzalez from Charles Garland Harris Agency. Manny, how are you?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the greater Alamogordo, Tularosa Valley, Sacramento Mountains, Holloman Metroplex.
All right.
Good morning.
Lara Conway from First National Bank.
Yep, I'm doing well. How are you?
Fantastic. Happy to have you along. And we've got a fill-in today for Brandon Burling. Joseph Luetis is with us, one of the financing guys, one of the money guys over there at Desert Sun Auto Group. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Grab that mic and get it kind of right there in front of you. There you go. You can bring it down to you, actually.
Alrighty, there
you
we are.
go, yeah.
Like I'm on American Idol.
Yeah, exactly. We want to make sure the people can hear you out there.
Yes, sir. Go Tularosa.
Yeah. A Tularosa grad, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Timothy Brock from Christ Community Church has just joined us. How are you?
Yeah, I snuck in just in time to be able to introduce myself.
Oh, and he had to call you out real late.
I know. Nobody would have known. There's no camera in here.
What's the fun in that?
There's no. Yeah, I'm all about fun.
Jake Roberts from Coldwell Banker Sutters Nelson as well here too.
Good morning, team. Good morning, Alamogordo. Let's do this.
All right, so it is the KNMZ Football Roundtable, and we're happy to have you along. And we'll get started with Santa Teresa and Alamogordo. Oh, by the way, first off, Larry and myself, 13-3 last week. Now tied with Jake up top. We went 10-6 last week. Tim, 3 games back after 11-5. Manny, just 2 games back of Tim, and Joseph's going to try to help out Brandon this week and bring him out.
That's why he sent me.
Yeah.
Good luck.
There you go. All right, so Santa T, Alamogordo, Tigers, really impressive against Ruidoso last week. I think it was a lot of fun. Great crowd. Kudos to Alamogordo for coming out for homecoming the way that they did. Hopefully we see another big crowd tonight. Tigers 34-6 winners. Santa T 10-0. They beat Gadsden. They have done really well on the defensive side, but not so much on the offensive side. So we'll see how it goes. Manny?
Yeah, they've put 16 points up and have allowed no points in the first 2 outings. So they're 2-0. The Alamogordo Tigers should be 2-0, but the first game didn't count due to weather. This is in Alamogordo. It's a home game. Next week we go to Lovington, so it should be a great opportunity for Alamogordo to turn out to support the Tigers. I'm going Alamogordo at home versus Santa Teresa.
I did that so well. Had to run out and help us out front, and I got back just in time. Whew, I need to catch my breath.
Super Charles.
I know. What the hell do you got in this game?
I'm gonna go with Alamogordo.
All right. Get that mic there a little bit in front of you.
It takes a while. I know you're a rookie. It takes a while. Just settle down, take a deep breath. Relax and be modern.
That'll work. Okay, so yeah, I'm obviously going to go with Alamogordo, hometown boy. So here we go, Alamogordo. I don't think Santa Cruz is going to put up too much of a fight, but hopefully they don't hear that and rally against that. So Alamogordo it is.
All right. Tim.
Well, I'm on the game. Yeah, I'll be on the
so.
field, so I'm going to pass on making a public pick.
Okay, there you go. Jake.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm still kind of filling out this Alamogordo team. We haven't gotten to see much of them because it was only their first game last week. However, I think they're looking great. They're looking really good. Santa Teresa's only put up 16 points in 2 games. Means their offense kind of seems like they might be having some issues. So hopefully they continue having problems moving that ball, and Alamogordo takes the win.
Yeah, I think Tigers could be more of a little bit of a defensive slugfest. Santa Teresa's their best players are on defense. And clearly, I just look at the 10-0 Gadsden score, and I think the Tigers are the better football team in this one. And this is a little bit of a revenge game. Tigers have had a hard time against Santa Teresa the last couple of years because Santa T has done a really good job of building up that program. They've gotten better and better. But I think the Tigers will go ahead and take this one at home.
So, Tim, you're working tonight. That means I've got to hold my fire.
Yeah, pray for me, and and anybody, you can cheer either way, and people can say, Manny, why are you cheering? I'm cheering for the officials. Namely the little guy in the middle and praying he doesn't get run over by those big boys.
I'm usually pretty polite, but I always have 2 or 3 things to say to the referees. But I'll hold my fire tonight.
Yeah, just don't tell me. You're far enough away. There's enough voices that.
No, I wait till it's quiet. Yeah. And then I say, is that how it's going to be? Oh, that's terrible.
Fair enough. And keep in mind, you're looking at it from one side, and we try to look at it from both sides. But, I'm a Cowboys fan, and whoever fan I'm watching, I'm not worried about what the other team's getting calls. I'm worried about the Cowboys getting the calls.
On Friday night, I see the world in 2 colors, black and gold, with a little bit of white.
I liked the white pants last week with the black jersey.
Those are kind of cool.
I thought that was good. Instead of just all black, I think we're going to switch that out depending on the
By the way, I did listen to your stream. Good job. That was an amazing game call. So
That was fun. There were a lot of good big plays, and the long touchdown interception return was fun. So, hey, listen, it definitely is a lot more fun when we've got some big plays to call for sure. So it definitely helps things out a little bit for us. All right, moving on to our Eunice Tularosa pick. We've got Tularosa grad, so we're gonna let Joseph go first here. All right, we know where he's gonna go.
They so clearly pointed out a fact that Eunice has gone 28 wins in the last 28 games. I don't care if they've gone 90 wins in the last 90 games. I'm a Tularosa grad, Tularosa boy. I will always choose Tularosa even if they get put on the water. So, Tularosa it is.
Very good. All of this.
Yes. USA.
Yeah, no, this one I've been going back and forth on. Tula's a really good team this year. They looked really good so far to start 2019, and they're always good. But Eunice, we don't know. I mean, they haven't played anybody from the town of Tularosa. It's a long road trip. Their coach now is over at Hobbs. But as Joseph alluded to, they ran 8-0 in 2018, they ran 13-0 in 2017. Only lost is the championship game in 2017. So we don't have a lot of information like they do later on until they prove us wrong. So they change what they've been doing. We're going to go with the team that's been winning. So I'm going to be with us. And I think we've actually been upset, but I guess if you miss that, we'll be upset.
yeah, it's hard to pick an upset on this one just because they're both undefeated. What I did like is that both, or two of the wins for Tularosa and two of the wins for US were on the road. So it just means that these are good teams all the way around. I'm going to stay with the home team, though. I'm going to keep Tula in there. They haven't let me down yet, so.
Going to a quick update.
With that cold in here, I felt the chill from Joseph.
This is, I mean, it really is a hard game to pick. I think Tularosa's played really well to start the season. This is the biggest test that they've faced so far this year. They've done so well on defense. I mean, they've only allowed 13 points so far this year. They've done really well. I'm going to stick with the hometown team. I really think it wouldn't be surprised if Alphane's going to win this one, but we're going to find out what Tularosa's at tonight. I think more than anything else, we're going to learn something. So, Frank?
Yeah, Eunice is 2A, Tularosa is 3A. You know how I feel about that kind of thing. Beat the people you're supposed to beat, especially in your house. 220 miles, that's a long, long trip. What did you think, Eunice? Did you going to walk away from all of this? And nobody was going to be coming up from behind to reconcile with you? Wildcats.
Well, I guess I won't let Tim be out there on the limb all by himself and go Eunice.
Hey, anytime Larry, the leader, goes with you, you're feeling good. I feel much better about my pick now.
Tied for the lead. Tied for the lead.
She's listed first, bro.
Ladies first. That's the way it works.
It's the week.
record, yeah.
It's the week of.
And she was actually, yeah. And I think she actually did better than me the week before, so that's why I still have her at the front there. Okay, so 4 for Tularosa, 2 for Eunice. We'll see how it works out. Mayfield going to Cleveland. Mayfield 2-0, beat West Mesa last week, 52-13 was the final score there. Cleveland, meanwhile, 2-1 now with a 63-21 win over El Dorado last week. It's kind of a hard one to pick. I mean, we were chatting before the game. Joseph was talking about, you got to have a little bit of faith in Mayfield. You know that Coach Bradley's going to have his guys ready to go and play well. And, yeah, we'll see what happens. Sarah, we're going to let you start this one. Who do you like?
I mean, I like Mayfield, but I'm picking Cleveland.
Okay. Joseph.
Alrighty, well, Cleveland's obviously a powerhouse now in 6A, but you can never discount Mayfield. So with this pick, I am going to go with Mayfield. I know it's an underdog pick, but I do believe in Mayfield, Coach Bradley, and we'll see what they can do.
Tim?
Well, I've mentioned him every week, but Charles Devanos gives me advice because he does a lot of these bigger schools. He's also an official. He's worked Mayfield already this year. He told me to go with Mayfield, and he said their defense is that good. But I'm going to go with Cleveland.
Jake?
I kind of liked him better when he was going from Mayfield. Mayfield's undefeated, right? I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting because Cleveland has a loss in their schedule, but they're ranked significantly higher. So there's a lot of people that have faith in Cleveland. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Storm.
Yeah, the one loss is to El Paso Franklin. Very, very good team. We had that a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, at home, I got to go Cleveland right now. This is one of those games, kind of like with Tularosa. I think if it hadn't been Tularosa, I would have gone Eunice. But I kind of, stuck with the hometown part of it. Just honestly, I mean, I think if it hadn't been the hometown, I'm kind of sticking with them. In this case, I have no allegiance here. Mayfield kind of needs to show me something. If they can go out there and win this game, then yeah, I think that they're right up there in the state title contenders in Class 6A again. So I think Cleveland, they've earned the respect. I'm gonna give it to them here. Manny?
Yeah, Cleveland lost to Franklin. By the way, Franklin beat Odessa Permian.
Wow.
last week.
There you go.
So they're for real. Mayfield's put up 66, given up 26. Cleveland's put up 126 points, given up 57 points. If this was at the Field of Dreams, I would go the other way. I'm going Cleveland.
Okay. So we'll see if Joseph grabs that one from the rest of us. Brandon will appreciate you greatly if you grab that.
He will. He already does.
Yeah. There you go. Even more. Los Lunas at Roswell. The Tigers are 2-1. The Coyotes are 3-0 on the season. Close game for Roswell last week against Hobbs, 36-29. Los Lunas took care of Sandia, 28-3. Another interesting matchup. Los Lunas trying to go on the road and beat Roswell. They had a tough time at Clovis in their last road game. I think intriguing to see how this is a big Class 5A matchup. This is two of the best teams in the class. It's probably going to come down to Roswell, Goddard, Artesia, Los Lunas. There might be somebody else in that mix too. So, Tim.
Yeah, you said exactly what all I know is these are two perennial powerhouses within the class. We're all real enamored with Roswell. That undefeated record looks good, but Roswell hasn't played an opponent like Los Lunas has when they went to Clovis and hung with them for 3 quarters. But again, Roswell hasn't lost in a while. I think they are the class of 5A, so I'm going to go with Roswell.
Jake.
Roswell played Artesia last week, right?
No, they played Hobbs.
Hobbs, that's right. Okay, yeah, no, I kind of thought Hobbs was a pretty good team, so I feel like they're a little bit more battle-tested. I'm going to go ahead and stick with Roswell on this.
Has Hobbs won a game?
But they've also played a tough start to their schedule. They've had to play Roswell and Artesia and Clovis.
Oh, I picked them once. I'm fully aware.
I think at home at the Wool Bowl, that's maybe slightly different. We're still early in the season, so I think we're still trying to get a gauge on where everybody's gonna work itself out before the end of the year. Is it Goddard? Is it Roswell? Is it Artesia? Is it Los Lunas? Who's the best team? I'm gonna give it to Roswell here. I think home field, and I think they might be the better team, but we'll see. Manny?
Yeah, 216 miles to the Wool Bowl the Los Lunas Tigers have to travel with. Their 71-4, 33 against record. Roswell's put up 165, giving up 96. I'm going to go Coyotes on this one at home.
Blair?
The Coyotes at home.
Okay.
Roswell.
Joseph?
All right, so currently Roswell's ranked number 1, is that correct? And then Los Lunas is ranked number 3?
That's right.
Okay, very good. Well, I am going to be the standalone as well. I'm going to go ahead and go with Los Lunas for the upset at the Wool Bowl.
There you go. It's going to be a real good week for Brandon, or it's going to be a real bad week for Brandon.
Sorry, Brandon.
No, he may make up ground. Yeah, last week I was the only one who went with Tennessee to beat Cleveland, the Browns, and it worked out.
There you go.
Obviously. So.
Yeah, that was a terrible game.
Yeah, not so good for, what do we call him, Baker again?
Baker, moneymaker.
Yeah, well, he's probably going to make some money. He didn't feel too good about himself last week, though.
But he has a really good progressive commercial, so,
He does. His Hulu commercial's not bad.
Yeah, right?
Goddard at Portales, really fun matchup out in the eastern part of the state. Before we get started, I made sure I looked this up when I put the game on the sheet. It's at Eastern New Mexico University because I think we always wonder if they're playing at Blackwater Draw, which I think we just want them to play at Blackwater Draw, right, Manny?
It just sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
And it's a cool-looking stadium. It's like a battleship in the middle of nowhere.
It is. It really is. Right there in between Portales and Clovis. So, anyway, they do play their home games at Eastern New Mexico University, which is cool enough as it is. Goddard 3-0. They beat up on Deming last week. Portales, in what looked like it was going to be a big-time 4A matchup between West Las Vegas and Portales. Portales dominated the Dons last week. So, this is a real hard one to pick. You got one of the best teams in 5A, one of the best teams in 4A. It's not so much beat the team you're supposed to beat in your place because it's in Portales's. I don't know where we're all going to go with this, Jake. Let's start it off, man.
Thrusters full, man. Let's take the Rockets.
Okay. Man, I think I got to go Goddard. I think it's the 5A over the 4A thing, but man, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams win this game one little bit. And I guarantee you, they're going to be hyped up for this game. For that reason, it's a regional rivalry. They want to win it real bad. Manny?
Yeah, I need Goddard and Roswell to continue to remain all puffed up. The more puffed up they remain, the better for our Tigers later down the season. Portales, you know, they play at the Greyhound Stadium, which has got to be an advantage for them in terms of their attitude and outlook. But I'm going to go Goddard on the road. I think the Rockets are going to win this one.
All right, Blair?
Rockets on the road.
Joseph?
Alrighty, so I am not
just gonna mark him down for Portales
I'm not
real
going
quick.
to go
Okay, now,
scandal
okay.
Brandon on this one. I am actually going to go with Goddard Rockets. I do believe the 5A over the 4A is going to be a big impact, but you know, let's see what kind of game they put up. I do believe in Portales, but ultimately Goddard is going to be where it's at.
It's coming, Tim.
No.
It's coming, right? Are you gonna? Are you gonna?
Portales so bad that I'm scared. I'm gonna go with Portales. That's fine.
I think that's a nice one to jump out on. I think we meet all us Goddard folks will look kind of foolish.
I think most of these are good games. This is going to be hard to...
Yeah, you did a good job. A lot of these teams are very competitive, undefeated, most of them.
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting week. You know, a couple of them. I mean, obviously we didn't really switch up a whole lot on these, but you know, I think there's some that could go either way for sure. So, all right, we got some great football in the area tonight. Get out there and support, whether it's the Wildcats or the Tigers. We encourage you to do so. Mescalero Apache is at Loving tonight, so best of luck to the Chiefs. Cloudcroft is off. They'll be back at it next week. All right, we will take a break and come back and get you back into more of the KNMZ Football Roundtable on KNMZ right after this.
It's celebration time here at Desert Sun Toyota. Come up and celebrate our 25 years of being in business right here in Alamogordo, and Toyota's Model Year End Closeout event is happening this month. We have truckloads of brand new Toyotas hitting the ground daily to help us celebrate, along with the strongest factory incentives of the year. Right now, receive up to $1,250 cash back on the new 2019 Toyota 4Runners, or up to $1,750 cash back on the #1 selling Tacoma. Highlanders are disappearing with $3,000 cash back or 0% financing. These are just a few of the many great incentives happening this month at Desert Sun Toyota. Desert Sun Toyota's used car supercenter is stacked with a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles that all have been inspected to receive our lifetime powertrain only offered at Desert Sun Auto Group. If you're in the market for a pre-owned truck, SUV, or car, come see why so many people vote Desert Sun #1 auto dealer in Otero County year after year. Find our inventory at DesertSunToyota.com.
Hi, I'm Pastor Tim Brock, and I'd like to invite you to Christ Community Church, a place to belong, a place to come together, and a place to leave inspired. We have dynamic worship, engaging and relevant Bible teaching, and excellent ministries for everyone in the family. Our worship services are Sundays at 9 and 11:15. Christ Community Church, where it's about relationship, not religion, and where Jesus Christ is Lord. For more information, find us online at christcommunityalamo.org.
If you and your family are looking for a new home, you don't have to look far for a home mortgage. As a community bank, we not only have great rates, we offer you friendly financial service right here in the neighborhood. There are a lot of options in real estate lending. We're here to see that you get a loan you can live with. Talk to us about your home mortgage. We're an equal housing lender. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
Are you looking to rent or need someone to manage your property? Hi, I'm Jake Roberts with Coldwell Banker, Sudderth Nelson. Did you know that we are the largest property management company in Alamogordo? Whether you were looking for a short-term housing solution or to turn an existing property into a great long-term investment, give us a call at 575-437-1137. Visit our website today at alamogordocoldwellbanker.com or come by and see us at 800 Scenic Drive.
At Charles Garland and Harris Insurance, we are proud of the great high schools in Alamogordo, Cloudcroft, Mescalero, and Tularosa. Our student athletes set a valuable example for everyone to follow. They work hard to succeed in the classroom and in competitive sports and contribute enormous time and energy to bring pride to their schools and community. At Charles Garland and Harris Insurance, as we work hard to protect the families and businesses of Otero County, we proudly take pause to follow our student athletes and extend our best wishes for their success every day in the classroom and on game day.
All right, it's the KNMZ Football Roundtable here on ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Happy to have you tuned in. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday.
messages from my so-called friends saying, "Where's the game? You got the game? Where's the game?" I said, "I'm driving." Yeah, but where's the game? Why don't you attend the stadium?
And that's why, as much as I want you guys to tune into the radio, at least for these first couple weeks, obviously, that we haven't been able to broadcast the way that we want to, all you got to do is get in your car and go down to the stadium and support the Tigers. I mean, it's as simple as that, or whoever you want to go support tonight. So, Joseph, out at Tularosa tonight for that game?
Yeah, I sure am.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'll be there. I'll be in the mascot suit.
All right, there you go. as long as
I'm not. I assure you, that's not me.
If they let him, he probably will.
I can still do a backflip, I think.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's get to our college picks for this week. I think we only have one of our teams on the sheet this week. Sorry, Manny. Notre Dame playing New Mexico. No, it's kind of sad that Bob Davies not going to get to go there and coach that game. Then again, maybe it's not because what's the spread, like 35? I think I saw something like that. Nick.
I'm still going to watch it. I've got peeps there, okay?
Yeah.
They're supposed to shout out, so.
Well, you're going to watch it because you want to watch Notre Dame win.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to see how New Mexico looks against Notre Dame.
No, that's true.
That's going to be interesting.
Yes. Hopefully they don't look very good because you don't want to see that. That would be a bad.
It would be okay if they don't embarrass New Mexico.
Well, okay, yeah. You as long as Notre Dame wins, maybe not by like 60 points, right? That's
Yeah,
what
we'll see.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Does Clemson play this week, Larry? Do you remember?
Sure,
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
played Syracuse.
Oh, yeah, that's
right.
right.
It is Syracuse. I
That's
remember
right.
that. Yeah.
So my husband is a
I was already
Syracuse fan.
preparing to say something about Syracuse when it was on the sheet, and I was like, oh, it's not here, because I know Laura wants that Clemson game.
Well,
Yeah.
certainly after that Syracuse-Maryland game, I wasn't going to do that at all. So,
Yeah.
Joseph, who's your college team, man?
My college team is going to be the Wolverines.
Oh, Michigan.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't say that out too loud. I don't want to jinx us during that November Ohio State game. So
Yeah, we got Wisconsin this week. That'll be kind of an interesting.
well, that's going to be another one.
That should have been on this
We'll be all
list.
right.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember, Bama's got. I'm trying to remember that now. I'll have to go look at that, see who they have this week.
Western New Mexico, maybe?
Yeah. I know they play Western Carolina later in the season.
So cruel.
Yeah. All right. I want to say it's one of the lower tier SEC teams, but anyway, Florida, Kentucky in, I guess, I wouldn't say a mid-tier SEC matchup. This has always been a weird matchup. Kentucky won their first one against Florida. Was that last year they won their first game against Florida in like 30-plus years? So I don't think Kentucky's as good as they have been at least last season. But they are 2-0, and Florida's 2-0. And Florida's only getting 8.5 on the road. So clearly, the odds makers feel like Kentucky can keep this a close game. The Gators beat Tennessee Martin last week 45-0. And again, at least last check I had 8.5 points in that game.
Yeah.
Tim?
Yeah, Kentucky has definitely improved as a football program the last few years, and they've made me nervous as a Gator fan. I think last year I said, I would go with Kentucky if this was in Kentucky. I think Florida was down, and they ended up losing. Florida lost at the Swamp. So, but I think Florida's rebounded well. I like Dan Mullen, especially in the second year. So I'm going to be riding Florida for a while. I'm going to go with the Gators.
All right. Jake?
So this was tough, and it shouldn't be tough because Florida's favored by so much, but Kentucky did kind of shock me a little bit last year. And honestly, like, most of the stats favor Kentucky. Their passing yards is the only thing that they're projecting that Florida's going to have over Kentucky. But what really stuck out to me is the 19-1. So Florida has won this matchup 19 times and only lost it once in the last 20 games. So I'm going to stick with Florida, but man, I was really close to going Kentucky on this one, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with Florida. I'm going to go Florida. I just don't think they've got the better players in this case, but it's going to be rocking. We're in Lexington. I'm sure the crowd's going to be ready for that one, but I'm going to go Gators on the road. Nick?
Yeah, you mentioned the spread at 8. Kentucky over 50. Kentucky defeated Eastern Michigan 38-17 and Toledo 38-24. I think it's noteworthy that Florida beat Miami 24-20. And so I'm going Florida on the road.
0-2.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure how good I feel about the Canes losing to North Carolina last week. Good for Mac Brown, though. He's got UNC playing well.
Well, Miami and Florida, that's still noteworthy. I'm going Gators with confidence and pride.
Yeah. Well, and I would say you look at those two games Kentucky's played against MAC teams, and they really haven't been super impressive. So, Blair?
Gators on the road.
Okay. Joseph?
Alrighty, so last year, Kentucky ended the 31-game winning streak with a 27-16 win over there at the Swamp. I just saw a stat that says they haven't lost at Florida hasn't lost in Lexington since 1986. So I'm actually going to round this out, and I'm going to go with Florida also.
All right, everybody with the Gators there. Good matchup in the Hawkeye states. There's the Hawkeyes against the Cyclones here. Iowa's 2-0. They're ranked 19th. These are for me to say. Beat Rutgers last week 30-0. Iowa State has played one game this year, and they had to go to triple overtime against Northern Iowa in their opening game of the season. So, but the line is small. It's only 2 to Iowa. It is at Iowa State. So this is kind of a tough one to pick. I don't know. Manny, they do wear black and gold there in Iowa, kind of a Tigers look for you. I don't know, or maybe you're on the guys in red.
Iowa, I thought Iowa State beat Northern Iowa 29-26 in overtime.
Yeah.
And they also beat Washington State 28-26.
No, they didn't. They've only got one game on their schedule. Washington State's beaten New Mexico State, and I think they beat somebody else last week.
If it's on the internet, I thought it is true. Be it as it may, I'm going Iowa on the road. I'm going to take the 2.5.
Lara?
Iowa on the road as well.
Right. Joseph?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and go with Iowa State on this one.
Not a bad pick. You just hope that was like opening game jitters for Iowa State based on that opening game against Northern Iowa. Tim?
Yeah, and Iowa State's trending in the right direction since they hired Matt Campbell a few years ago. But he hasn't beat Iowa yet. They've come very close. It's a tremendous rivalry game. But I'm going to shout out to my boy Chris Borman, who's a big Iowa fan, not Iowa State. So I'm going to go the Buckeyes. Wait, Hawkeyes? What are they?
Hawkeyes.
Yeah, see, Iowa. I don't even know, dude. That's so far away. Is Iowa even in America?
You were close.
Dude.
You were close. If
like
you
in
squint,
Canada.
it sounds the same. It's
I
good.
should have mumbled it through.
Jake?
Iowa's won this matchup the last five times out of the last 6 times they played. I kind of want to go out and take one, but
don't be sorry.
heck, I'll go ahead and take one. I'll take Iowa State. Let's take the Cyclones.
I think I'm going to go Hawkeyes here. I think it's a close game. It's a rivalry game, so it's one of those that anything can happen sort of deal. I'm going to go with Kirk Francis' defense. That's what I have faith in more than anything else, so I'm going to go Iowa. All right, Texas Tech at Arizona. A good game here in the Southwest. Arizona's 1-1. They did beat Northern Arizona last week. They're trying to bounce back after a season opening loss at Hawaii. Texas Tech 2-0, beat up on UTEP last week. They're 2.5-point favorites on the road. It's another close spread here in this. Not a team's ranked, but Texas Tech may be on the edge of that top 25 if they can go down there and get to 3-0 with the win over Arizona. Lara, what do you like?
The Red Raiders on the road.
Joseph?
I'm going to go ahead and go with Texas Tech. I've had the privilege to go see them a few times in person over there in Lubbock, and really like their offense. Really like that pass-heavy offense that they've had in the past, and I really do think that there won't be an issue at Arizona. I know the point spread is very small, but I do believe in the Red Raiders, so Texas Tech it is.
Tim?
This is a tough one. These are two teams I really like a lot. My wife's a huge Texas Tech fan. I like Arizona a lot. I kind of feel like the pulse of the room is towards the Red Raiders, which I understand. So I'm going to go Arizona just because, dude, I hate being – if I'm going to be last, I want to be dead last. I don't wanna, being in the middle is like lukewarm, and God says he's going to spit you out of your mouth if you're not, hot or cold. So that's my logic.
Very good, Jake.
It's funny because I was looking at this and I was about to take Arizona, but now I'm not so sure. Like I can't let – I can let Tim be out there by himself. I'm okay with that. But, jeez. Let's take Arizona at home. I hate switching my picks, but let's do it.
I'm going to go Texas Tech. Manny?
Yeah, Texas Tech, they defeated UTEP 38-3 and Montana State 45-10. You already mentioned the loss Arizona had at Hawaii, 45-38, and their victory was against Northern Arizona. This is a mystery to me, and you would expect that Arizona could handle Texas Tech, but they're so wide open. They're so fast, and they never give up. They keep grinding and grinding and grinding. I'm going to Red Raiders.
All right. Almost a split on that one. Stanford going out to Orlando to play Central Florida. It is a true home game for Central Florida, so they got a Pac-12 team to come in. That's got to be exciting for that program. And they are getting 8.5. Stanford still with quarterback issues, and they really got both teams had quarterback issues between Stanford and USC last week, and USC rolled through Stanford. So Central Florida beat FAU last week. This will be their first real test of the season so far for the Golden Knights. I think the spread probably will push a lot of people one way, but maybe people will stick with that Pac-12 team. I don't know. Joseph, what do you like in this one?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and go with UCF.
UCF, all right. Tim?
Yeah, Stanford, they look terrible against USC. They got a backup quarterback in there. UCF, they have a 1% chance of making the college playoff, and dude, I'm holding on to that. That would be so fantastic.
That would be cool.
So yeah, I'm going to go UCF.
Jake?
UCF.
I'm going to go with the Golden Knights. I'm not impressed by Stanford last week, and if they're still questioning quarterback issues, we'll see. But got to be exciting for Central Florida. They love a win over a Pac-12 team. Manny?
I agree. I'm going Central Florida.
Lara?
I guess I'll round it out and say Central Florida.
Okay. USC and BYU. How about BYU and that comeback win over Tennessee last week? They were, I think, third and long on their own 10 with about 15 seconds left and managed to get it downfield, kick game-tying field goal, and then win it in double overtime. USC, meanwhile, big over Stanford. USC is still only getting 4 here, so these spreads are kind of small. USC is ranked number 24, but they do have to go into Provo, and that is always a difficult place to win. BYU already lost to a Pac-12 team this year, their rival Utah. Let's see what they can do against USC. Jake?
Let's take the Cougars.
Okay.
BYU.
I was impressed with USC. I mean, clearly they've still got some talent there, and I don't know. I don't know how much I should take away from that BYU game last week, so I'm going to go Trojans. Manny?
Yeah, I'm going to stay with the Trojans in this one.
Larry?
Trojans.
Joseph?
Alrighty, so big Steve Young fan, but that is not enough to deter me from the Trojans. I'm going to stay with the Trojans.
Okay. Tim?
Yeah, BYU definitely helped me out last week. I picked them against my gut, right?
Yeah. We had a long discussion about that.
We got into some deeper theological things. I can't stand USC either, though. But they look really good against Stanford, even with their backup quarterback. So they've been in a tumultuous week, though. Lynn Swann getting out of there, a little bit of booster money issues in USC. So I love the drama.
Oh, that's never happened.
Isn't there
before.
always?
Yeah. And they haven't been the same since old Matt Leinart and the Reggie Bush push. So I'm gonna go with USC though. I just think they're the better team.
Okay. And by the way, Brandon's not here, but we will mention Oklahoma plays UCLA this week. That's going to be ugly. Chip Kelly's not got things going well there at all. And in terms of ranked teams, we don't have much else. New Mexico State has their home opener on Saturday against San Diego State. It's not actually, the line's actually not as big as I thought it would be. So we'll see if the Aggies against maybe an opponent more their speed, they'll have a better chance to see if they can get a win. I was kind of surprised Michigan State's such a heavy favorite over Arizona State. Like, they're 2 touchdown favorites, so that's why I didn't put them on the sheet. I thought that would be a little bit better game. 6th ranked Ohio State at Indiana could be a decent game. So there's a few out there for those of you looking forward to your college football weekend to check out. So not Texas at Rice, though. That's not going to be a good game. 32.5 points going to Texas. All right, we'll take our last break. We'll pick some pro games, and of course, we're getting ready for some Tiger football tonight and Wildcat football across the area. Should be a fun night of Friday night football. Let's hope the weather holds out for us. The storm forecast isn't great. More of the KNMZ Football Roundtable coming up next.
Hi, I'm Pastor Tim Brock, and I'd like to invite you to Christ Community Church, a place to belong, a place to come together, and a place to leave inspired. We have dynamic worship, engaging and relevant Bible teaching, and excellent ministries for everyone in the family. Our worship services are Sundays at 9 and 11:15. Christ Community Church, where it's about relationship, not religion, and where Jesus Christ is Lord. For more information, find us online at christcommunityalamo.org.
It's celebration time here at Desert Sun Toyota. Come help us celebrate our 25 years of being in business right here in Alamogordo, and Toyota's Model Year End Closeout event is happening this month. We have truckloads of brand new Toyotas hitting the ground daily to help us celebrate, along with the strongest factory incentives of the year. Right now, receive up to $1,250 cash back on the new 2019 Toyota 4Runners, or up to $1,750 cash back on the #1 selling Tacoma. Highlanders are disappearing with $3,000 cash back or 0% financing. These are just a few of the many great incentives happening this month at Desert Sun Toyota. Desert Sun Toyota's used car supercenter is stacked with a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles that all have been inspected to receive our lifetime powertrain, only offered at Desert Sun Auto Group. If you're in the market for a pre-owned truck, SUV, or car, come see why so many people vote Desert Sun #1 auto dealer in Otero County year after year. Find our inventory at DesertSunToyota.com.
There are no roadblocks scheduled for Highway 70 or Highway 380 today. Call 575-678-1178 for the latest roadblock info. Friday's forecast for Alamogordo, partly sunny with scattered showers and thunderstorms, 50% chance of precipitation, high of 90, low of 64 in Alamogordo. In Cloudcroft and the mountain areas, a 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high of 72 and low of 50. Saturday, more showers and storms possible, high of 85 in Alamogordo, 68 in Cloudcroft.
At Charles Garland and Harris Insurance, we are proud of the great high schools in Alamogordo, Cloudcroft, Mescalero, and Tularosa. Our student athletes set a valuable example for everyone to follow. They work hard to succeed in the classroom and in competitive sports and contribute enormous time and energy to bring pride to their schools and community. At Charles Garland and Harris Insurance, as we work hard to protect the families and businesses of Otero County, we proudly take pause to follow our student athletes and extend our best wishes for their success every day in the classroom and on game day.
Hi, my name is Jake Roberts, and I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker Southern Nelson. Are you looking for your dream home, or are you looking to sell your property and need the guidance to get noticed? I can help you with professional real estate services today. Call me at 575-446-8574 or email me at jake@nmvistas.com. To view a list of our inventory, visit our website at alamogordo-coldwellbanker.com or visit us at 800 Scenic Drive in Alamogordo.
When someone thinks they have a better idea, like a new way to make it or a new place to take it, they start their own business. Every small business has not-so-small ambitions. We can help you with about every financial service you'll need, like e-statements to save your filing space, mobile banking from your smartphone, lines of credit for expansion, and online account access. To us, there's nothing small about small business. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
KNMZ Football Roundtable, you're listening to ESPN Alamogordo. Getting to our pro picks for this week. As for college football this week, you can tune into, I believe, Michigan and Wisconsin we have on the air on Saturday, and then our night game, of course, is New Mexico State facing off against San Diego State. So we've got some good stuff for y'all here on ESPN Alamogordo. It is Michigan and Wisconsin. Is it this week?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what I was trying to remember.
What's the spread on that?
Now I'm trying to. No, you know what? I think we got Ohio State and Indiana. Michigan and Wisconsin must be next week. So I'm looking through the schedule here. So I think that's the next game for Michigan, but it's next week. I'm just all thrown off on my people taking bye weeks 2 weeks into the season in college football throws me off. So, all right. As for pro games, we'll start off with Kansas City and Oakland. KC getting 7 in this one, which I believe you can hear this one on ESPN Alamogordo coming up on Saturday as well.
On Sunday.
Yeah, you're right. That would be the right day. KC 40-26 over Jacksonville. They looked okay. I mean, certainly the offense looked great, but Jacksonville with a backup quarterback a majority of the game, I thought played pretty decently. And how about the Raiders? I was surprised by that 24-16 over Denver. Maybe a long year in Denver, but for Oakland, for all the distractions and the nonsense, Derek Carr looked good, and they did things they needed to do to win the football game. I don't know if they're going to go out there and knock anybody's socks off with their offense throughout the season, but they may be good enough to compete, right, Manny?
Well, Kansas City's got that great young quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, and he will be fun to watch no matter where he plays. Derek Carr is going to have to improve efficiency in the pocket. I think he's got the offensive line this year to do it. It's at the biggity-biggity-o. And the 15th of September is my younger brother's birthday, and he's a big Raider fan. So this is for my brother Dave. This is the Charles Garland and Harris.
All right.
5-star, lead pipe, lock of the week. Take the check and take it to the bank.
I so wish that every time Manny has done this over the last 12 years or so, or 11 years I've done the show, that I had like a win-loss percentage on that.
I'm about to say, it's not the lead pipe lock of the week. It's typically the lead pipe loss of the week.
He did. It was either last year or 2 years ago that he did it only like 2-3 times throughout the season, and he got it right every time he did it. So I can't remember which season that was.
Probably when Chip Kelly was winning in Oregon.
Just tune the radio dial into 103.7 at 2:05 on Sunday. Let's go see. Vamos a ver. Let's go see.
Está bien.
Lara?
I was fortunate this weekend and did get to see the Denver-Oakland game, but I don't think Denver played well, so I don't know how much you can figure out with Oakland.
Yeah, they were okay.
So I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs on the road.
All right. Joseph.
Alrighty, so Patrick Mahomes, I think, is a pretty hot quarterback right now. I mean, he didn't show too much last week, but he's just getting warmed up right now. So, my dad's a big Oakland Raiders fan, but that's not going to deter me. That's not going to deter me from picking Kansas City. So Kansas City is where it's at.
Tim.
Yeah, I mean, a big loss for the Raiders when they lost Jonathan Abram, especially going against Mahomes. I mean, you need all the defensive firepower you can get, and on a team that's kind of rebuilding on the defensive side of the ball. I do like Darren Waller. I picked him up in every fantasy league. I drafted him, and now everybody's trying to trade me for him. So it's good equity to have an Oakland Raider on your team. But they have. I feel like Kansas City is probably the #1 team in the NFL. Maybe the Patriots, but who cares about those guys? So I'm gonna go Chiefs.
Jake.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are easily top 3 in the league. No
Who's the
doubt.
third?
So you've got the
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, you've got the Chiefs.
Okay.
Cowboys actually look pretty good. Come on now, you should know that.
You know that.
Maybe the Philadelphia.
I'm in denial, but I'll let it go for now. But yeah, I mean, I pulled for Oakland last week. Oakland, yeah, they played Denver. I honestly don't know that they necessarily played well, but it's interesting to see what's going to happen in Oakland right now. I had a little bit of faith in them. Bobby, I love you, but I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I would. I would have stepped with the heel there and said that Baker Mayfield's the third best in the league.
No, no, he's still a little
watch the Ravens.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But that's the same case of we don't really know whether Oakland is that good based on who they played. I mean, the Dolphins are. I mean, they've clearly decided. They have no problem with the idea of 0-16, and they. I mean, I don't know who the best quarterback in the draft is next year, but.
Wasn't it the Dolphins that had the perfect season? So now they can have like the perfect season, and now they can have the perfect losing season all in one franchise.
Yeah,
right?
that would be kind of fun. Yeah. Would Tua come out?
I wouldn't
know.
get Tua. Alabama quarterbacks have never really done that great in the NFL. Their running backs, their offensive line, all that stuff's amazing. I would not be drafting an Alabama quarterback.
There was a guy named Broadway Joe. I mean, he was okay, but I'll just throw that one out there. I mean, that was 50 years ago, but still. I'm going to go with Kansas City, but
Yeah, Forrest Gump was definitely one of their better running backs.
Great running back.
Well, they've had good running backs come out of there, that's for sure. But no, I agree with you, Jake. It's certainly in recent time there hasn't been Alabama QBs, but
and I'm an Alabama fan, so yeah.
I think Tua's maybe a little bit of a different mold. I think talent-wise than the guys that have been through there recently. So maybe we'll see. Tennessee at home against Indy. How about the Titans? I know I sat here and said I wouldn't shock me one little bit. Now 43-13. That's a whole other story there. So the Colts played well. 30-24 overtime loss at the Chargers. So they, listen, not bad at all for Indianapolis. I feel like if you're a Colts fan, you should feel somewhat okay about what's coming forward with Jacoby Brissett, and Tennessee's only getting 3. So now I get the feeling, Joseph, you're a Cowboys fan?
No, actually, I'm not. I'm a Packers fan.
Oh, you're a Packers
If you can
fan.
believe that, yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, you were talking about Dak there. I thought maybe you were a Cowboys fan.
No. That was sarcasm, by the way, if you can tell. Yeah, no. Number 3 in the league is by far way too high for them.
You should see the look that Tim is giving you.
That's why I said who's the third, and you came in so strong. I believed you.
Oh, man.
That was good. I believed him too.
He feels
enough
betrayed
conviction
right now.
they will believe.
All right, Joseph, who you like at this
Alrighty, so Brandon, if you're hearing right now, if you're listening right now, I am very conflicted. I see that the Colts logo is on your little signia right here, but Tennessee, I do believe in Tennessee, so I'm going to go ahead and go with Well, you know what? Out of respect for Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and go with Indianapolis. So
I don't think it's a bad pick. I think it's hard to tell whether Tennessee that's the kind of team they're going to be all season, or it was just a bad day for the Browns that made them look much, much better. Who knows?
Yeah, this isn't high school football or even college where it's like, hey, the team won, we know they're good now. Dude, in the NFL, if you're 0-1, you probably have far more chance of coming back. You don't want to go to 0-2. Yeah. And so, was Tennessee a little surprising last week? Yes. Is everybody going to be super excited because they beat Hollywood, Cleveland? Probably. But the Colts, man, they should have beat the Chargers in L.A. Chargers are a perennial powerhouse. They could have been the number 3 ranked team in our little wannabe preseason poll. But so I think the Colts are legit. Marlon Mack is legit. Their offensive line, everything, they are who we thought they were. They're going to be good. They just don't have Andrew Luck, right? So with that said, I'm going to go Tennessee.
Well done. Well done. Jake?
Hold on, switching up my sheet real fast. Kind of had me sold on that one. Yeah, I think Brissett did a lot better than anybody really expected. It was a much better game. Like you said, I think that they can. I think the loss of Luck is going to be eased a little bit with his play. I don't know. I can't figure out if Tennessee was really that good or if Baker was just that bad. So I'm gonna take Indianapolis.
I think at home, I'm going to go Tennessee. That's about it. I mean, I think that this is a toss-up game in every sense, and Tennessee could easily revert to that team that can score, 10 points and that's it. And Marcus Mariota looks really average again. So I don't know, but Derrick Henry, wow, he was very, very impressive in that game. So I'm going to go with Tennessee. Hey.
I'd like the Colts to win this one, but I think Tennessee at home got that little bit of a home field advantage. Jacoby is still unknown to me as far as how steady and sturdy is he going to be through the long course of an NFL season. I'm going Titans at home.
Lara.
The Titans as well.
Cleveland goes the Jets. Jets don't have Sam Darnold. He has mono. Cleveland I was sitting there the other day, I was like, couldn't they just said he had an illness? But I guarantee you that probably would have brought more questions. So.
And what is he, 16?
He's 22, man.
Full-grown adults get mono?
Yeah. He's 22. He's 22. I don't know.
He's barely older.
He's still a young man. I don't know. Anyway, Cleveland getting 6 on the road. This is Monday Night Football, by the way. I'd feel a little better about my Browns this week, and the Jets. They should have won that game against the Bills. Bills turned the ball over 4 times in the first half, and were not good, and the Jets just couldn't put them away for some reason. Which maybe the Bills are okay this year. I don't know. I thought they'd be an okay team this season. Jake, how about your Browns?
So I was actually looking at this backwards because I wanted to see what the Jets were going to do. Having the quarterback out with mono is interesting, but my deciding factor is Le'Veon Bell. So Le'Veon Bell just underwent that MRI for his shoulder. They think everything's okay, but they still don't know whether they're going to play him or not. So I think with the quarterback and your number 1 running back out, I'm going to go ahead and take Cleveland.
Yeah, I think the Browns will bounce back. More to do with the Jets are not very good, but hopefully this is a way for them to get the ship righted, and because it's just disappointing that the Browns had the kind of game they had last week.
It's week 1, so 16 teams are 0-1.
It's still, though. I mean, there was so much hype going into the year.
How many teams have gone 0-16?
Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to see something better from them in week 1. In all honesty, Manny.
Yeah, Cleveland's a mystery, but I think they're gonna bounce back. I'm gonna go Cleveland Browns.
Lara.
Cleveland as well.
Joseph.
Well, the most impressive thing about the game last week with Cleveland was Odell Beckham's watch.
Yes.
But,
he's trying to get fired. He's trying to get fired.
He's pulling the Antonio Brown, huh?
He's trying to go to New England too. What's going on over there?
Yeah. So not too impressed with the Jets. I don't think they're going to be doing too much. Jake said it best. Their quarterback, running back's going to be out. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Cleveland on this one, and they will cover the spread. So
running back might be out.
Well, running back might be out. So. Adam Schefter just called over here.
I got a text from my sources.
There you go. Tim?
Well, I don't think it's that obvious. I think Trevor Simeon's how good is Sam Darnold? It's not like they just lost Tom Brady, and they're back up. I mean, we're talking Trevor Simeon was a starting quarterback last year. He's pretty good. The Jets have weapons. I mean, if they can use them. In Cleveland, man, they could put the fun in dysfunctional if they keep losing. I could be rooting for that. So I'm going to hedge my bets. I'm going to take Cleveland, but I'm going to hope they lose just so, man, that'd be fantastic theater.
I agree.
root
I
for
think if
crazy.
it's- you know, that's the fun thing about what's going on in Cleveland. If they're good, it's kind of a fun story. But if they're a dumpster fire this year, it would be really, really entertaining to see how all those personalities
Yeah.
can start to snipe at each other.
Fantastic.
And
Root for
Baker
crazy.
and
It's great
Beckham
TV.
and you know, even old Jarvis Landry's one of those guys that he's, you know,
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. All right, on to the Bills at the Giants. Really impressed with the Bills coming back and winning that game against the Jets last week. A lot of composure for Josh Allen and for that team, which, you know, last year, a couple years ago, that would have ended up probably a shutout. So Bills getting 1.5 points against the Giants to have the opportunity to go into MetLife and win 2 weeks in a row against the Jets and the Giants. Not many teams have had that chance over the years. So Giants, of course, lost to Dallas last week, 35-17. I'm going to stick with the Bills. I mean, they're getting some points on the road, which, man, that doesn't happen too often for the Bills. And I like what I saw last week. They played terrible in the first half, and they figured it out and, you know, managed to go out there and get the win. And it's not like the Giants are any good, so I'm going to go Bills. Danny?
Yeah, Buffalo brought in 22 free agents this season, mostly on the offense. I think they're in for a good season. The Giants are underrated, but I like the scenario of going into that stadium on the road 2 weeks in a row. That's got a little bit Cinderella to it. I'm going Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, the other two teams have New York in their name, but the Bills are the only team to actually play their home games in the state of New York. So
Nice.
It's a good stat.
Yeah.
You know, Charles, I'll do you a favor and I'll go with Buffalo as well.
I actually do me a favor if you pick the other team. And
I was like, don't say it. I'm going to say it.
I'm gonna do you a favor and like agree with you.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Put more pressure on you.
Joseph?
So Manny just said that the New York Giants are underrated. I haven't heard that one in quite some time. But you know what? Let's just hope this one's not on prime time. I'm going to go ahead and go with Buffalo as well.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch this game all the way through. That's why I love Red Zone, man. I can get my little highlights in there. I'm good to go. Tim?
Well, all along, I like to go against it when you go late in this roundtable. If you go last or second to last, it's kind of fun to go against the grain if you can. I actually think Saquon will have his way. I mean, Buffalo, like you said, they look terrible. If they hadn't come back and won, I don't think anybody would be picking Buffalo.
No.
I think we overreact to the 1-0, 0-1 stat. Yeah, Buffalo's probably better long-term over the course of the season, but I think the Giants are desperate to get a win, and, again, they'll give Saquon the ball a lot. So.
Eli wasn't too bad last week, actually. I didn't think he played that terribly. So.
I think he was better in the second half, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, I thought his stat line wasn't that bad, but
He was fine.
Yeah.
It just they became one-dimensional because the Cowboys scored 5 touchdowns on 5 possessions.
Their defense is terrible. That's the big thing. so.
Right. And it's New York, and so there's a ton of media attention, so they're going to start playing up this, quarterback controversy thing. I don't know. Eli's been dropping and just kind of dipping. He's been kind of inconsistent. He's been hard to pick against. You just never really know what you're getting with Eli from week to week. I'm going to go ahead and go with Buffalo.
Okay.
I don't love it, but I'm going with Buffalo.
No, it never feels good to pick the Bills. Trust me, I know. Dallas going to Washington. Cowboys getting 5.5. The Redskins played pretty well. Case Keenum played pretty well last week. I was impressed. However, they gave up a huge lead to the Eagles, who looked a lot more like that 2017 team last week. Cowboys look great. Dak looked great. If you're a Cowboys fan, obviously excited. But, I think you temper your excitement, obviously, with it's 1 week and we'll see what happens. But, they really have an opportunity to give themselves a great start in the NFC East if they can go on the road and beat the Redskins. Tim?
Well, I thought the Cowboys were a little bit vulnerable last week with Zeke coming back, not being kind of up to game speed. I think he still won't be where he needs to be physically. You just can't duplicate that in Cabo. But, obviously the Cowboys are who I want to win. I think Washington is better than we thought they'd be. But they lost Darius Guice. They're hurting. So I'm going to go with Dallas, but this is a rivalry game. I certainly would not take the points. I think this is going to be a tight one, and I'm going to go with my boys.
Okay. Jake?
Yeah, rivalry games are always great, of course. Washington did look pretty good last week, but I think Dak, with him playing for that contract and the way they're playing right now, or at least what we saw from them in week 1, I think they're going to be a tough team to beat, and I think they're going to be that all year long. So I know Jerry's really wanting a Super Bowl this year. Maybe they pull it off. I'm going to take Dallas.
That's every year.
That is every year.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think I was impressed last week. But, again, we'll see what happens week 2, and we'll see if the Redskins can maybe give them a good game. This is always a weird game. Seems like the Cowboys, when they go into FedEx, they have issues sometimes. So, yeah.
furthest west the Cowboys have to play this year is in Dallas. Did you know that?
They don't have to go out and play any West teams this year.
No, and so, but you got to go east, and you got to steal one on the road. You got to get someone on the road. So I'm going to go Cowboys on this one.
There.
Cowboys.
Joseph.
I'm going to be the outlier. I'm not a big believer in the Cowboys as much as I don't know if you guys could understand the sarcasm in my voice earlier.
Yeah, we're sure. We haven't read your sarcasm.
Tim's over here looking at me, giving me the icy eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Washington. I'm going to stand out on this one. I think Washington is going to take it at home this week and put Cowboys at 1-1.
Okay.
A legit rivalry game. Yeah, it's a good one to go out on a limb on.
Yeah, I think so. We didn't really need to spend a whole lot of time on this one with the Patriots at home or on the road against Miami. Miami's just, I mean, when you hear reports of guys calling their agents, get me out of here.
Miami won last year.
Yeah, that was last year.
I know.
I don't care.
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah.
This is always like I mean, I love New England, but like this is always a rough game for me to pick because I'm like, yeah, go boys, and then like Dolphins come out of nowhere, and I'm like, what just happened?
It's weird for whatever reason. Brady has had some bad games down in Miami, but
humidity.
This year, I mean, it can't be this year. So.
Yeah. Well,
Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots.
Joseph.
Brandon, you're going to hate. I'm just kidding. I am going with the Patriots.
Tim.
I just don't understand why we didn't go Packers Vikings. I mean, I'm very upset with that. Chargers Lions, Bengals 49ers. I mean, anybody but this game.
I know. In the NFL, I make sure we get our team in there. So.
No, you didn't know that Joseph was going to be here.
I know. We'll talk about Packers here in a second. It won't count, but.
Okay, well, I don't even want to waste any breath.
All right, Jake.
New England.
New England. Manny.
Is Antonio Brown suiting up?
We don't know. We don't know.
I hope. You got Patriots.
Yeah. But Joseph is a Packers fan. They get the Vikings. It's at Lambeau.
Yes.
And Packers are getting, I think, a couple points in that game. So it's interesting because I know the Vikings.
2.5.
Are they? So Vikings are 2.5-point favorites?
No.
Oh, okay. Packers. I'm sorry. Lingo got me there. Anyway.
Your lingo got me. I don't know.
I don't know what I'm saying.
We're not bookies, folks.
Yeah. But I think an interesting game. Vikings defense looked really good. It wasn't like Kirk Cousins lit the world on fire. Your Packers defense looked pretty good.
Yep, they do. They look good. I think this is going to be the year. Packers, Patriots, and Super Bowl. I'm calling it right now. I am. And the Packers, obviously, this weekend. So.
After watching that Thursday night game, I'm not sure I would put the Packers going. But hey, you're a Packers fan. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Aaron Rodgers has not been that impressive. Honestly, all of last year, he's my fantasy quarterback. No, he's right. So it drives me nuts because I'm like, you should be putting up points and you're not doing it.
But
So
hey,
it
they
makes
have
me
to do
nervous.
this year.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, and we'll look forward to will hopefully be some good games this weekend. Again, get out there and check out some Tiger football coming up tonight, or Wildcat football this evening, wherever you may be going out there and watch some high school football. Be nice to Tim if you're going to the Tigers game.
Cheer on the refs.
Yeah, he'll be working real hard out there. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll actually be back with you at 2 o'clock on the Roundtable.
You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7, Southern New Mexico's sports leader, KNMZ Alamogordo.